I just put my mom in a Bentley. Nice. I put mine in a state of constant worrying for my well-being. My dad with a fish versus my dad with me. Stop saying I wish and start saying I will. I will my parents still loved me. Sorry, I slept with your mum. My dad gives me this cake every year on my birthday. I'm gonna be that dad. Yelled downstairs. Mum, dad's home. She did not find it as funny as I did. Hey, how strict were y'all parents? If I have fun today, I can't have fun tomorrow. Sorry. I asked my parents for a ring and they got me this. I asked my parents to shut my door and they tell me to fuck off. My dad is the best at making surprises. My mum would have put the donut in the iPhone box. Happy 21st birthday to my beautiful daughter. Left, Raylan. Thanks for the clarification, Dad. Look at what I found in my mother's room. Hey man, I wouldn't watch that if I were you. I don't know what my dad thinks I do for a living. I'm neither a hitman, nor do I have the ability to Photoshop. Take out man in background. Eat this or your dad dies. What are you doing? I love my dad, so hand me my spoon and fork. A group of dads had a competition to see who could stack the most Cheerios on their kid. My mom's lunch almost got stolen by a seagull, and she casually caught it and said, not today. 10-year-old me, waiting at the top of the stairs, listening to my parents talk about me. French schools asks parents to stop throwing children over the fence when they're late. My mom always made me a birthday cake, every year for 44 years. 2 months since she died, and my dad tried his hardest, and my heart melted. My mom versus my dad. Happy birthday, my love. Wish you nothing but the best. Thank you. I love you. Happy 18th birthday. I'm 19. Okay. Can't wait to be a father, so I can randomly walk into my son's room and look at him like this. So my dad got his hip replaced and had the doctor save it so he could turn it into a cane. You cannot possibly become more boss than turning your own bone into a cane. I'd say he's pretty hip. Shout out to all the dads that be eating like this so their kids can eat at a table at home. I remember when my mom was beating me up once, so I pretended I was dead. She started crying. I woke back up and she started beating me again. My dad is so dramatic when I'm not home all day. Good evening. This is the hotel manager. Will you be dining in our lounge tonight? That awkward moment when you're trying to take a selfie and a mother decides to beat her child with a sandal. Dad took us to the water park. We are 24. Single mum dresses as dad so her son wouldn't miss donuts with dad day at school. There is one 4th of July that always sticks out for me. 1997. That's the year my stepdad pulled me aside from the fireworks show to reveal he brought a grenade. He tossed it off a cliff and just he and I saw it. I started calling him dad. That man earned it. That was a dark year for me. Me and my dad were at the Grand Canyon for the 4th of July and then out of nowhere he just blew up right beside me. Dad would not let us leave until we got this right. I just heard my mum say, "You are very naughty," and then a meow and then another softer, "Okay, but next time there will be consequences," and then another meow and then a, "You're right, probably not." When you see your dad do this, you know he's about to finesse the hell out of that reverse. Dad who say they don't want a dog 2 weeks after getting one. Pray for my mum. She's suffering from shout for no reason syndrome. I convinced my mum to get a prayer mat for the cat because he kept sitting on ours when we prayed, and he loves having his own little mat now. Deep conversations with your dad. Mum, aged 98, moves into a nursing home to look after her 80-year-old son. My sister had her first son today. I caught a rare moment between two fathers. My dad, who has been in a coma for 3 months and presumed dead, texted me this. "I live, bitch." Sent my dad this, so he sends me this. I just saw a dad in cargo shorts on a riding mower shoot some finger pistols at another dad on a riding mower. What a power move. My mom asked me how to screenshot on her iPhone. I laughed, and then I remembered she taught me how to use a spoon and a toilet. This legit just humbled me. He tattooed it because his daughter passed away, and it was the last thing she gave him. We all know the classic conflicts: man versus nature, man versus self, but let us all not forget, man wanting to die versus mum would be sad. Dad left and took the sticker with him. I stubbed my toe, and I naturally screamed, "Motherfucker." And then my dad poked his head out of the living room and said, "You rang." Hats off for the ultimate dad joke. In 1987, a man working as a shoe salesman, support a family, and still own a home like this. I don't think I will ever be ready to be a parent. I can't even raise a spider. How do you expect me to kill a child? Are you sure you worded this right? Oh, good God, I fucked up. This is incredible. Mother passed away 9 years ago, and she mentioned she would be a yellow butterfly one day. For 9 years, I have mesmerized every time I see one, but I have never been close enough to touch one. Today, it happened. Happy Mother's Day. 9-year-old me, running to give my dad his phone because Dave work boss is calling. My dad likes to leave me messages in his Minecraft server. Why is this double wide? You don't have a girlfriend. My dad and I went to a restaurant, and the waiter pointed at the QR code on the wall and said, "That's our menu," and left, and my dad looked at it really close and said, "Is this some kind of joke?" Throwback to when the car insurance lady asked my mom for front rear inside views, but she did not get the memo. Mom shares colorful travel hack to keep toddlers quiet on flights. I asked my mom if by any chance I was adopted. She replied, "Hilarious. Why would we choose you?" Fast clapping sounds, 1 hour. My parents must be watching the same video. That's weird. This dad tiring his his kid out before the flight is my new hero. In 2013, a dad in China hired gamers to kill his son in video games so the son would start looking for a job and get a life. What is your favorite insult of all time? I overheard a student at my school addressing the 8th grade dicks that would harass anyone. I bet your parents changed the subject when people ask about you. How do parents go from doing it is bad to I want grandkids? Parents when they see their child on their phone and it's a mildly sunny day. This girl got her phone taken away by her parents and her dad slid this under her door. Hi daughter, hope you are behaving yourself. I love you. Why are you not answering me? Oh wait, the first ever champion of a pie eating contest was an unnamed 6-year-old boy. He managed to eat a 10-inch pie in 15 seconds. Legend. Why didn't his parents name him? Why do parents get mad when you sleep all day? Like, I'm staying out of trouble and I'm not spending your money. Like, what is the issue here? When you decide to move away from your parents, why is every author or one best-selling author? Why is every toothpaste the one recommended toothpaste? Why do my parents hate me? Boy sues parents for $2 million for being born ginger. Parents coming into your room like, I feel like Taylor Swift writes her songs based on my life. Her dad. Yep, I just heard. Empty the dishwasher and the cat box every night without bitching about it. Catchy tune. My son was having nightmares after watching The Lion King, so I painted him a portrait of me absolutely starching the evil lion. Mum, I found this Barbie doll. Can I keep it? Sure, sweetie, it's all yours. Dad, I found this watch in the jungle. Give it to me. Dad, leather belt, pack of cigarettes. Mother hits teenage daughter with flip-flop from impossibly long distance. Name a better dad. I will wait. I will do a lot of things, but admitting I'm cold to my mum, who told me to bring a jacket, isn't one of them. You're so selfish. Your father has been working hard all by himself and you never offered to help him. Sorry mum. Dad, do you want help? No. Dog carries kitten upstairs. That really brought back memories for me. That's exactly how my mother used to carry me when I was a child. My daughter is crying because she cheated on her boyfriend and I told him. I sent my dad a meme I thought was funny based on an inside joke and he got sentimental on me. My best friend, me. My dad that took us to a pool. Love you. You have always been a joy to raise. Dad. Teacher of mother scientists. Develop pause button for online game. My dad, who swore he would never want a pet. Helping our cat Buttercup. Getting her favorite toy back from underneath the oven. I swear I parked my bike here last night. Hey, listen. My mom can handle this. Where was it last night? It was here. What's that? What the? I hate how real this is. This kid knows what's up. Who is your hero? Dad, why do you consider this person to be your hero? He is brave. Is there anything your hero is frightened of? Mom. Dad feeding his baby, feeding his baby, feeding his baby. Mom, you should only use devices for a few hours a day. Also my mom. Weekly report available. You averaged 24 hours and 18 minutes of screen time per day last week. I let my son win a few times and now he's cocky, so I gotta slide tackle his ass. A daycare dad cut me off in the parking lot, so I went early yesterday and taught his kid how to ride a bike. You can never get that back. My 7-year-old put on a suit for his class Zoom this morning. My wife told me I needed to go and see it, so I popped my head in to grab a pic. He was concerned I was going to interrupt him and flashed me with the I'm on a cool hand signal. It took everything I have not to burst out laughing. I asked my mom if she could bring my charger downstairs. She replied, shout the dog. We were driving past a cemetery and my dad said in a dead serious quiet voice, I know something you don't know about this place. The people living here in this town aren't allowed to be buried here. And I was really confused, so I asked why and he said, because they're still alive. Fuck you dad with your creepy dad jokes. The word daddy has been so sexualized that my kids are going to have to call me bro or some shit. How did your dad die? I really don't want to talk about it. Man eats 87 SpongeBob stickers in an alley. Doesn't my teen know that when he tells me I'm embarrassing him, it doesn't make me want to stop. It makes me want to carry on with more intensity than before. Remember all of those tantrums you threw in public, kid? Well, it's my time to shine. Hi mom. Oof, and you had so much potential. Wow, you really are my mom. What is a dad? You is a dad. If I ever get pregnant, I think this is how I will break the news. I'm going to Halloween as my father, since everyone is wearing costumes and dressing up as stuff that doesn't really exist. I heard my husband whispering to our daughter about ordering something on Amazon for her. Then, I came home from the grocery today to this. I'm proud of you, son. Thanks. You're the best parent anybody could ever ask for. Whoops, that was meant for your brother. Whoops, that was meant for your wife. Oh, how it feels when your dad takes your side in a parent-teacher interview. That awkward moment when your kids find their drawings in the trash can. Me as a parent, in case of B, break glass. My daughter is currently pulling a D- in math. This is her phone. My parents' house is chaotic. My parents arguing about a divorce. Me coming to tell them Japanese and can't change it back. My extended family now introduces me to people as that Twitter guy. I'm not sure if I've peaked or hit rock bottom. What your parents think when you don't answer your phone. You're dead. You're dying. You didn't answer because you didn't hear it or the battery ran out. My dad was looking at me like this 5 minutes until I looked down at his plate. Going to get a tattoo today. What should I get? If you don't have a need for one, don't get it. Tattoos are for something important. I'm laughing so much. A group of really loud boys sat next to us in in McDonald's, and one of them just picked up his burger and said to his friends, "I bet I can put this whole thing in my mouth." And my mom turned to me and said, "Well, we know who the gay one is." And they heard her, and none of them have said a word since. For my dad's 64th birthday, we had to improvise. "Oh, Dad, is the 10th most popular Christmas list request for children. This is sad. Hey Mum, how's it going? Missed you so much. Hey there honey, how's university? It's great. So how's my cat? Oh, it died. What? Mum, don't take me by surprise like that. Like, first tell me that it's been playing in the roof, then the next day you can say that it fell off and died. Anyway, how's Dad? He's playing in the roof." My mum typing out XOXOX at the end of every conversation to make sure I know she loves me. Therapist, what would you say to your dad if he were alive today? Me, sorry for cremating you. I honestly thought you were dead. Before my mum passed away, she gave my dad strict instructions to water the plants in the bathroom. He's been religiously watering them and keeping them alive. They look so amazing, he decided to take them to his new home, only to discover they are plastic. Can hear my mum chuckling. This is the pinnacle of character design. I just discovered my mum goes through the TV schedule and sets timers for what she thinks the dog will want to watch when we're out. I'm a good dad, but not let my kids beat me at Mario Kart to raise their self-esteem. Good. My dad just called and said, "I see you. Last one to Papa's Pizzas loses. He's going 90 in a 55, gets pulled over. I'm dying because he's going to get a kit and I'm going to win." Next thing I know, this man flies by me and is getting a police escort to Papa's Pizza. I'm so done. My parents in their 20s. Let's buy this house and have 3 children. Me in my 20s. Regular parents. We have to open schools. What are we supposed to do? Just leave our children alone for hours at home. Parents of the 90s. Types of headaches, migraine, hypertension, stress. Calm down. We need to talk. Sonic says, if you are ever bored, punch an orphan. What are they going to do? Tell their parents. When your parents think they caught you, but you have been rehearsing this lie for hours already. So I invited my dad to a wedding dress event where all dresses are $150. The event starts at 7 a.m, but lines can form at 4 a.m. My dad just called me and said he brought a chair and is the first person outside the building already waiting. It's 2:55 a.m. Parents, dinner is ready. Silence. Parents, all the guests have left. Me, when your parents force you to be like your cousin. Parents, kids are more depressed these days. I wonder why. You destroyed the economy for us. The earth is literally dying. We are going to work until we die. It's those pesky iPhones. When your mother asks for a picture of your report card. My daughter loves being buried up to her neck in sand at the beach. Her little face lights up when I come back to get her the next day. Hi Amy, I don't miss you at all. Thanks Dad. Share your recent wins. My wife died on Thanksgiving. I have a 5-year-old daughter. I've managed to make every school meeting, every doctor's appointment. I've figured out children's sizing, learned to braid hair, and every night I pray with her. It may not seem like much to some, but it's everything to me. My mom died when I was 11. Recently, I was contacted by someone on Facebook who interviewed her for her dissertation and had found the tape recording. So, this weekend, I've heard her voice for the first time in more than 25 years. A Texas dad sold off his business and built a $51 million amusement park for his disabled daughter with free admission for everyone with special needs. Morgan's Wonderland has opened more than 1 million visitors since it opened, and 1/3 of its staff includes people with special needs. In your opinion, what country has the best food? Belgium, because my mom is here and her food is the best. The way you look at your mom when you go in the pool right after eating and you don't die. My mom coming home knowing instantly something has been broken, even though I spent 4 hours trying to cover up the evidence. My mom always wanted to be an astronaut, and one year my dad surprised us all with a trip to Disney World, except once we got there, he drove us to NASA instead, and he surprised my mom with front row seats to a rocket launch and lunch with a real astronaut, and she bawled from joy. Where's your fucking rage? Where's your anger? Rise, rise. Watching my mum eat ice cream from a coffee mug so her hands wouldn't get cold made me realize I still have a lot to learn from her. A lot of vegetarians say that bacon is the thing they miss the most, but for me, it's my mother who left when I was 5. Was the 3 sausages not enough for you? You have to take one off Gary's plate. Fucking rude. I'm sick to bastard death of you. Take the piss. Mum, clean your room. People are coming over for a barbecue. Me looking for the grill in my room. Mom said it's my turn to use the warhorse. I've used this a lot, but it's incredibly wholesome. My dad runs an organization called Guardians of the Children. They are bikers against child abuse. If you or anyone you know is too scared to testify or go through it alone, they will go with or for you. Mother goes viral with incredible tale of how she left her husband of 14 years for a near stranger she was convinced was her soulmate after one evening chatting at a conference, only for the other man to reject her. The only woman I lived for is my mother, so I can help her when she gets old. Why does my microwave have a chaos mode? That's for when your mom pulls up and you forgot to take the chicken out of the freezer. My crush turned me down at school. I'ma send you $20 to your card. Buy all the girls in your class ice cream and don't buy her one. Okay. She's gonna... Be 17. Be chatting in a group with friends. Be sending some memes. Accidentally send a meme to my mum. She'd explain to mum. Mum sends a rare there, Pepe. Turns out my mom knows a lot about good memes. Now we send memes to each other almost daily. Never been happier all my life. When my daughter went to my husband and said, "Dad, have you ever heard of Pokemon?" And I have never seen him so happy. He busted out all of his old cards and is in full education mode. The last photo of my dad. What did you do to him, Duolingo? Guess what? You're adopted, but we don't know it yet because we can't read. I made this tie for my dad when I was in 1st grade. 11 years later, he wears it to my graduation. When your father is yelling at you about being irresponsible on your way to school, and you're waiting to tell him that you forgot your bag at home. Mom, am I handsome? I don't know. Ask your girlfriend. But I don't have a girlfriend. Then you have your answer. When your mom cuts your hair and tells you are a handsome young man and you are also a house. My dad just made me a PB&J 2.0. Jesus, take the wheel. New parents learning to tell people how old their kids are in the dumbest increments imaginable. Proud dad tweet taught my 3-year-old about investing this morning. He could either have half a gummy prior to the nursery, or he could leave it there and have 2 in the afternoon. He chose the latter. So proud. I ate them both once he left, though, because of volatility. The smartest person in the family was their dad, because he left. This lady on Facebook said her This is a fucking long-ass read, I'm not doing that. My mom is a prosecutor, and every year she brings up the fact that Mother's Day is the day with the lowest crime. I think that says a lot about how many mums commit crimes throughout the year. Can't today, because they're too busy being celebrated. My dad has been telling me for years about various friendly encounters with Mike, another resident of his apartment building he really likes, and I found out yesterday that Mike is a dog. When my son was 3, he had 3 guinea I'm pretty sure I've read this before. They just swapped out a guinea pig which they lost, and then another guinea pig came back. Funny. Sunday, I found a kitten at the zoo and brought it home. I was afraid that my parents would get mad at me, but today, my father's showing the family photos of the kitten. I'm laughing because apparently when I was born, my mom was just like, "Oh, my water broke. Okay, hold up, let me call the doctor." And she called the doctor, and the doctor was like, "OMG, come in now, you're having a baby. And then my mom and dad were like, "Yo, okay, be right there." But then they stopped and had breakfast at an IHOP for like 2 hours. My mom literally procrastinated on my birth so she could have a snack of goddamn pancakes. My mom's laptop wallpaper was a picture of her granddaughter. I copied the picture 100 times and made her wallpaper a slideshow of the same picture over and over, so the file would change but nothing would change visibly on the monitor. The pictures would change every 10 seconds. On one of the images, I painted a tiny little curly mustache on her, so randomly for 10 seconds, my niece would have a mustache. My mom thought she was losing her mind or had a computer virus, and every time the mustache popped up, it was gone by the time she tried to show anyone. My dad is 6'3", ex-Navy SEAL, and he is literally the best nail painter in the world. He always used to paint mine and my sister's nails when we were little. I never had any idea that it was odd until someone said something to me about him fixing my fingernail at some school event. He looked at the other dad and said, "Well, just because you're insecure doesn't mean I can't be a good dad. I have 2 girls. They need their fingernails painted. I paint them. Fuck off. Parenting. You're doing it right." Do you remember that time when mom and dad got into a big fight because he called her the mother of all disappointments? Vividly, he never insulted her like that. I just realized something. He wasn't insulting her. Holy shit. Yeah, it took me 30 years to figure that out, which only reinforces his point if you think about it. My dad swears by his 15-minute power naps during the day, but he doesn't like napping in a bed or in the couch because they're too comfortable, and the sleep will win. During family functions, he will suddenly lay down on the floor, wrap himself around the nearest piece of furniture, and pass out for 15-minute increments. Nobody finds it unusual, and we will just step over him. Then he gets up and joins us again. I hate when you voluntarily tell your parents some information about your life because you think you can trust them, then they bitch at you for it, like congrats. You have guaranteed that I will never talk to you about anything ever again. Drink this or let your brother or sister die. Rest in peace, little bro. Gone, but never forgotten. Absolutely losing it over this picture of my brother with his baby. When you want to save your food for later, but you have siblings. My siblings would still eat it and be like, "I did not see what you wrote." Single man adopts 5 siblings because he didn't want them to be separated. What's the wildest thing you threw at your sibling while fighting? Another sibling. Would you slap your sibling for 1.5 million? I slapped my sibling for looking at me. Look at what my 10-year-old brother told his girlfriend. "Do you think I'm ugly?" "A little, but I still love you." My dad bought a pig for the neighborhood pig roast, but my little sister fell in love with it, and now it's been living with us for months. In 2001, Kenny Waters, a man who was wrongly imprisoned for 18 years for murder, was finally freed after his high school dropout sister went to law school to prove his innocence. My sister used to do this to all of her nails and scratch people at school because she genuinely really hates everyone she meets. My dad looks just like his sister, so it looks like he's arguing with the part of himself that wants to dress like a woman. Lol, I'm crying since my mom always says she doesn't want anything for her birthday. My sister literally got her that. The trust between her brother and his sister. My brother learned that Walmart will print any photo onto a blanket, so here was my birthday present. My little sister kept bugging me to let her play video games with me. This will teach her. My sister was having a bad day because of some guy, so I decided to buy her all of her favorite things to show her how a guy should really treat her. My brother used to practice WWE moves on me. My little sister has an obsession with cutting the faces of stuffed animals or baby dolls and putting them onto other dolls. Help, your sister is a serial killer. Bob and James are brothers. They both won the lottery on the same day. Bob is a representation of my whole life. My sister just tried to ask me if I wanted to go to bed, but instead it came out, "Do you need to use the sleep?" And then she just kinda looked really horrified at herself and whispered, "Maybe I need to use the sleep." My younger brother is so untalented, they made him play a doorknob in the middle school play. I sent my brother to get us toothpaste and he came back with this. I'm 29 and he's 32. My sister is about to have a baby and my brother showed up to the hospital in a suit because first impressions matter. My brother told me he was tired of seeing me drive old cars, so he bought me a new one. So thankful. My siblings tell me to shut up even when I'm not talking. My sister found the Snapchat filter works on guinea pigs. The Grudge building, the owner built it to block his brother's property sea view. She says since she is 2 minutes older, she gets to blow the candles. 101 years of this bullshit. I can't believe my 4-year-old brother came into my room pretending to be a doctor and diagnosed me with ugly. I cook, my sister bakes, I eat. Watch what happens when this big brother spots his little sister getting off the school bus. When I was 6, my sister was half my age. Now I'm 70. How old's my sister? 36. Let's have a hard one next time, please. Twin sisters with 2 completely different aesthetics. One says daddy, the other says father. My little sister went on a date with a young farmer tonight. He decided to gift her a 12-kilogram wheel of cheese. My sister saw 2 unaccompanied little children in a trench coat giggling amongst themselves yesterday, and I am absolutely howling. I see one fully functional adult in 2 photos. What's the joke? My brother burnt a perfectly good pizza I bought today. Bruh, I'm over here thinking Pizza Hut did it again with a new brownie pizza. 5-year-old Georgia boy saves baby sister from fire before running inside to rescue dog. My sister just walked into my room, grunted oil, and promptly collapsed on the floor. Fuck, she got possessed by America. I bitchily asked my 8-year-old sister why she was following me everywhere around the house, and she goes, "You are my best friend. I don't know what I would do without you." Straight humbled my attitude. Let's not forget, my brother had a teenage photo shoot when he turned 13. Oh my. My autistic brother was sad that Blockbuster was closing down, so my parents made him a mini one at home for him. I watched my brother drop a remote on his foot, and the only thing he said was, "I am so sick of being alive." Parents used to tell my brother and I that we had another brother who turned into a mushroom from not taking a bath. They even added him to the family albums. Why do they look like they're taking out each other's sisters? Well, it was a nice lake day until my dog nearly drowned my sister. There is not enough love for the both of us in this family. Bitch ignored my DMs for years, but wants me to repost her missing sister. Go find her yourself, Miss Independent. Don't worry, brother. We are fasting. Rare footage of my annoying sibling. When your sibling gets in trouble for something you did. Sister asked me to watch her son yesterday, so I took him skydiving. My brother is a gremlin. This guy looks like he runs on all 4s up the stairs when his mum says the pizza rolls are done. So my dad and brother took separate cars to dinner tonight, and this happened. They look like they are arguing about who is going to go home and change. Oh, they were. My brother needs help. My sister turned 6 years old today and chose Macaw as birthday theme, and this is how she wanted to take pictures with the guests. My sister took a Polaroid of the dog in the snow, but he blends in too well, and when my sister was 3, she would draw all over my walls. She is 12 now, and I realized she was just practicing. This is amazing. My brother went on a date with his little girlfriend. He is so in love. My brother is 21 years old and a chef in a 5-star restaurant, and he still has dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets for dinner every night, so don't let anybody tell you how to live your life. My brother spent months digitalizing reel-to-reel videos our dad took of us as kids, even though he's 90 and now has dementia. Today, dad got to relive it all. My little sister got a Barbie dream house, and her Asian self makes all of the Barbies take off their shoes before entering. My sister proposed to her girlfriend today, and look at that older woman's reaction. A Chinese artist named Brother Nut made a brick out of dust he collected from the smog in Beijing in the past 100 days. Hail Brother Nut. My brother was leaving home, so my parents brought him a cake. Go away, Cameron. My 7-year-old little brother just drew this. What does this mean? It means he's not your brother anymore. Bro, get out of the house. No, my brother lives in 3018. Police, a man arrested after he lured his brother into the woods and tried to hurt him. His brother must have been his barber. I think my favorite thing to happen in art history is when a guy made a Lucifer statue that was too hot for church, so they commissioned his brother, who made an even hotter one. My brother, what's Airbnb stand for? Me. Oh, B&B is for bed and my brother, Bungeons and Bragons. Yes, my mom is so mad, she's like, why does your brother post such dumbass memes? This is what she was mad about. My siblings be like, technically, I'm not in your room. When you're watching the television and your sibling gets out of the good chair to get a drink, sibling culture is willingly dehydrating yourself for hours to avoid giving up the seat you earned. Do you trust your siblings? Me. Growing up with siblings. Come here. Why? Just come here. No, you're gonna hit me. The sibling urge to say, that's you, when an ugly character comes on television. Undertaker versus Mankind. Youngest siblings all across America were getting chokeslammed because of this dude. Sibling breathes. Me. Get out of my room. You're going to make so much noise. Caption this. When you want to ask for something, so you make your sibling ask for it. Sibling relationships are strange. I would give them a kidney, but you aren't borrowing my charger. When your sibling is getting yelled at by your parents for something you did. I'm not the main character. I'm the unhinged oldest sibling. I don't know, but if your siblings never pulled a knife out on you, are you guys really siblings? If any children have ever wondered what it's like to have siblings, I just passed two little kids in their yard, sword fighting, and the youngest sibling had a branch and the older sibling had an entire shovel. It's just that for your whole life. I was in the bank with my 5-year-old sister when we hear, everyone get down. We all got down except my sister, who said, stealing is wrong. The robbers bolted out and everyone stood and clapped. The bank manager gave us 1,000 for saving the day as well. Bride's sister wears a T-Rex costume to wedding. I regret nothing. Thinking about the time my sister was fighting with her cheating boyfriend and told him Naruto would hate you, and he cried. How people see your sister versus how you see her. My sister's boyfriend wants to fight because I smashed his girl. I can't sleep because I'm too busy thinking about Ben Shapiro's sister looking like a hot sim. Please lower your voice. Mum will hear you. I did not even hit you that hard. Hit me back. We'll call it even. Please don't tell Mum. My sister's dad opened the freezer and a blob of ice fell onto his foot and hurt him, and he was like yelling and hopping and shit, and I was like, hey, maybe you should put some ice on that. Your sister's dad. Having a sister seriously takes you to a different level of anger you did not even realize you had. In a heated argument, my mum called my brother a son of a bitch. He replied, you got that right. My sister really is the worst human being ever. I could not afford a present this year, so I get you this box. I like your brother. I like your sister. Congratulations to my brother on his first paycheck and his discovery of taxes. My brother gave me this cup as a gift. My sister had her first son today. I caught a rare moment between two fathers. Sent a joke to the family group chat. My brother sitting directly opposite me replied with, and had a damn straight face. Guys be lying unprovoked. What my brother gave me for graduation. You did what was expected of you. Take this money. My friend's little brother lays it down. Explain why you chose the organism you circled. What characteristics would cause it to be classified this way? Because I am not an idiot and it is a flower. I hate my brother. He plays too much. I mean, it is an iPad. I asked my sister how big she wanted her pancakes and she said, it doesn't matter. My sister got me $50 in singles and wrapped each individual dollar. Extremely loud. Chiropractor cracking takes 14 years of pain away. I cracked my brother's neck and he didn't move. He was so relaxed. He slept with his eyes open. My sister is a monster. My sister went to a dress-up party. Guess which one she is? I'm sobbing. Look at this little Walter cake my sister made. My sister thought Nair was shampoo. Never forget when my sister posted her workout video with me in the back like that. This is literally the sister dynamic in every early 2000s teen movie. The octopus candle holder that my sister handmade in a pottery studio. Tell your sister, good fucking job. A raccoon introduces his shy, hairless brother to his friends. My brother dropped my MacBook and the screen got slightly cracked, so I'm giving it away for free if anyone's interested. Specifications: age 11, weight 25 kg, healthy so far. I ate my little brother's fruit snacks and came home and found this. How could you? Not the teardrops. Bro felt betrayed. My sister's dad drew birds on her sister's birthmark so she feels unique and beautiful about them. My wife asked me to help decorate the cookies for her sister's baby shower, and then just as quickly asked me, please stop helping. I don't see the problem. When I was a kid, my sister told me that the paper strip that's in chocolate kisses were edible, and I ate them with the chocolate for like a year. They are. Wait, for real. Why would you believe in this again? Wow, man. Last week I was sleeping on my sister's floor, had no money, struggling to get plays on my music, suffering from daily headaches. Now I'm gay. I went to my brother's graduation and saw a little girl taking pictures of her dad, who had just graduated too. It was just them two. I was crying. She was so proud of him. Little sister wants to be a nail technician or something like that, and she asked if she could practice on me. Not gonna lie, I feel like a little baddie. My sister is pregnant. I can't wait to see if I'm going to be an aunt or an uncle. That's not how it works. My sister and her girlfriend are humming in the room next to me. Wait, that's not humming. The moment when my sister cheered and punched me right in the face. 6 years ago, I married the love of my life, and my sister fell down. What's the first symptom of pregnancy? This question, my sister. This This is the first symptom. I asked my sister to peel the potatoes and look what was on her Snapchat story. People are like potatoes. The color of the skin or having marks doesn't matter because they're all the same once the skin is removed. My sister took this cute picture to commemorate my niece's first birthday alive, and this was my family's response. My sister likes to paint on her free time. This was her housewarming present to me. Me, get out of my room. Sibling, I'm not in your room. Yesterday, my brother called me communist for stealing some of his food. So I said I'm a communist, then it isn't his food, it's our food. I made my sister mad. Now she's trying to flip the car like she's 11. My sister telling me to stop mimicking her. Me, how my parents saw it, how it felt to me and my bro. Big sister drops to her knees to show affection to newborn. Oh my. What started as a gag birthday gift from my sister has turned into my greatest treasure. When your little brother gives you life advice. When you call shotgun first. What's so good about the front seat anyways? So my sister and I were wedding dress shopping today, and she tried on a dress that was originally $1,500 but was supposed to be on sale for $999, but whoever marked it forgot one of the nines, so my sister got her dress for $99. Also, someone is getting fired today. My younger brother teaching dad to play PS4 so that he gets addicted and buys him a PS5. My half brother is 6'4". My god, imagine if he were a full brother. My sister had crazy hair day at school today, and my mom was not playing games and really wanted her to win. Mom of 3, 30, is often mistaken for son's sister and a teenager. Lol, my 13-year-old sister doesn't play. Trying to talk. Okay, proceed. Like, I'm trying to mess with you and have you as my girlfriend, not as girlfriend, because like I said before, you be saying that to 5 other girls. Nah, I'ma stay loyal to you. I just told people on Snapchat. You can't even spell loyal. My sister is in Australia, so we made a planet sandwich. So my 14-year-old brother responded to my Snapchat story. What? You look like the 27-year-old subs teacher that doesn't know how to make a class quiet. My stepbrother is a teacher, and to shut up his students, he gave them a Where's Wally, but he photoshopped Wally out. One kid asked to stay behind at break so he could find it. Poor child. My brother, to his online friends, I gotta go, my pizza is here. One of his online friends, where's my pizza? Everyone laughs, logs out of chat. You know what? You could order them pizza. What? You know, his address. We live in Canada, they are in the States, so you can order it online and pay with the credit card. 20 minutes later, how the fuck did you get me pizza from Canada? Just learned from my mum that my brother is contributing so heavily to chocolate milk sales at the local supermarket that they've requested to be notified when he leaves for college so that they don't overstock. My sister called me a weeb. I stole her phone and changed her ringtone to this. I then proceeded to call her while she was talking to her crush. Update, her crush was a bit freaked out by her ringtone and proceeded to just stay friends. Mission accomplished. My sister just walked in and said, happy birthday, and gave me this. It's not my birthday. My 13-year-old sister thinks she's hilarious. What do you want for birthday? Whatever lol. 8-year-old me with 3 of my older bros walking home from school. My little sister graduated high school and her quote, I'm not really funny, I'm just mean and people think I'm joking. My brother really just booked an appointment at the eye doctor because he doesn't know what he saw in that girl. My little brother's controller when playing a fighting game. When my sister has a baby, I will sneak over and teach it Mandarin Chinese, and my sister will be like, why the fuck is my baby speaking Chinese? My parents told my little sister she could not dye her hair unless she found someone to do it with her. So guess who has purple hair now? What is wrong with my sister and her husband? Absolutely nothing. They are strengthening their bond by being chaotic dumbasses together, and that's beautiful. My sister made a sweater for Spaghetti. I think he loves it. My sister-in-law asked the balloon guy for a beer. My parents have access to mine and my brother's bank accounts and accidentally took money out of my brother's savings instead of theirs to pay the mortgage. And now every time we tell him to do something, he says, you can't talk to me like that in my house. My little sister just finished these. My sister made me a birthday cake. My little sister's first day of college. If a class says Tuesday, Thursday, do I have to go to both days or can I pick one to go? You're really stupid as fuck. Is it cool having a police officer brother? Can you shut a girl's birthday party down and arrest her for underage drinking because she broke my heart? Hell yeah, send me an address. Sister-in-law had her driving test today. There are 3 possible spots they used to test reversing round a corner, and one of them she couldn't just master. So stepdad Ken went and parked his car there, so the examiner had to pick one of the other 2. Anyway, she passed. Your sister and I are going to Prime Burger. Okay, can you get me a bacon cheeseburger with pickles, please? No. Then why did you tell me you were going? To disappoint you as much as you disappoint me. Story by my 6-year-old brother. Enjoy. The day it rained ducks. One day, Eli went to the zoo to see the kangaroos. Ducks started falling from the sky. Eli ran to the zookeeper and got some birdseed. He put it under a box, held it up with a stick. The ducks went into the box and Eli pulled out the stick. They were trapped in the box. He took them to a butcher. The butcher killed them and then Eli ate them. Yum yum. My sister snapped this, but I feel like it deserves to be seen by so many more. These brothers recreate their wedding childhood photos photos as a gift for their mum when your mum used to tell you to let your little brother play too. My PS4 was just unplugged by my little sister and now the world says it's corrupted. Is there any way to fix it? Get rid of your sister. Tell me why my 14-year-old sister wanted to play tic-tac-toe, the mailman, when I haven't seen my brother in a while. They could have been the most powerful trio if Odin wasn't a shit dad. Everyone, look at the Halloween costume my sister got for her cat. My little brother, who's almost deaf, admitted to the whole family that he will just turn off his hearing aids when he doesn't want to hear us. Like, he will be getting yelled at and this boy will simply mute the haters. I think he's a king for that. Until this week, my 26-year-old sister thought a GIF was a good internet find, and nothing brings more joy to my life than that fact. My brother-in-law is cuddling with his baby daughter on the couch and refusing to move unless she moves first because he knows these snuggles are numbered, and that is 100% a man who knows his priorities. Me, handling my nephew back to my sister after teaching him all the swear words I know. You guys, my little sister's boyfriend is a programmer, and for her birthday, he made her an app that has a button on it, and when she presses the button, a light starts to blink in his room to let him know she wants attention. This is what my little brother got for me for my birthday. Guess who made a meme and printed it instead of an actual present? You just got vectored. My brother is fly as hell. He just got his bank account set up and online banking, so phoned me to transfer him £10 to make sure it was working. I accepted that I wouldn't get the £10 back. Then my mom told me he had done it to her, my grandma, my auntie. This guy is £40 up. My mother is yelling at my brother, and I overheard this. Mum, go to your room. Brother, that's not fair. Do as I say. You never send Lizzie to her room when she's in trouble. Lizzie never leaves her room. If she were in trouble, I would make her sit in the living room or go outside or talk to human beings. Lizzie, I can hear you. Growing up is watching your younger sibling get taller and taller until they finally surpass you, until you're left with a diminished pride and memories of when you were the supreme sibling. When your sibling tells you the funniest joke you've ever heard, but it's your sibling. When you're fighting with your sibling and your parents walk in. My brother went on his very first job interview today. He has grown so much. I'm so proud of him. Even though he has Down syndrome, he lets nothing get in his way. I have Downs, but Downs don't have me. My brother from another mother, Steve from Smash Mouth. If they kiss, the beard will be completed. My sister works at a framing company, and someone ordered this. My sister came home from school one day and asked me to take her to the library so she could get books on sign language. She said there was a new kid at school who was deaf and she wanted to be friends with him. Today, I stood beside her at her wedding, watching her sign. I do. My brother and I enjoying our last moments of peace before my dad beats us for some dumb shit we got up to. Your brother is weird. All he does is talk to his reflection all day. He's a little odd, but we still love him. Isn't that right, bro? Yes, he is. My brother is putting Christmas lights up and the cat jumped on the roof. Now he's singing The Circle of Life. I want to marry your brother. My brother sent me his dog's Halloween costume. Dogatello. I took my brother to Target. Brother, I must stop you. Brother, you can't stop me. Cat on the right already took out 2 dogs. No way homie can stop him. Parents explaining things to their eldest versus the youngest, and the youngest sibling is always the rudest. When your mom is beating your sibling and you realize you are next, being the older sibling, you watch the evolution of how your parents' strictness just fades away when it comes to your younger siblings. Parents be like, I don't have a favorite child, and then use one of your siblings' birth dates as a password. Younger siblings are so entitled. Oldest siblings think they're such martyrs. Middle childrens have the personality of cornbread. Boys, stop attacking each other. Unionize. We need to attack the true enemy, only children. When your younger siblings lies to your parents to keep you from getting in trouble. I've been wanting to try ratatouille since I was 7, so my sister and I finally made it, and it's so good. I helped my sister celebrate completing the first day of her diet by stocking the fridge with her favorite snacks, which would freak you out more. If you're smart, you call your sister first. My brother is a low-functioning Down syndrome. He used to love to hold babies, but it's rare someone lets him now. My wife and I let him hold our baby, and here is his look when we gave him to her, and then the way he held her without movement for 5 minutes. I almost cried. My sister's boyfriend is from Russia, and he just graduated from college, so his parents are visiting from Moscow, and they speak very little English, and I almost lost it today laughing, because they absolutely loved my sister's wiener dog. Like, they were entirely amused by this dog, and his dad was just sitting next to the wiener dog, admiring him, and softly saying in the thickest Russian accent, little dog, small dog, little dog. I'm delighted you all enjoyed this. I hate my sister. We always fight. What do I do? Pee into a bottle every night when she falls asleep. Pour the pee onto... So she thinks she wet the bed every night. After a week or so, start asking her what's up with all the sheets washing. Don't come right out and say she wets the bed. This will make you look guilty. After a while of bugging her about it, you can start calling her a bedwetter. Make sure you spread it around school. She will eventually go live in a cave out of shame. Sources. I met a hobo once. His brother did the same thing to him. If you don't believe me, go go to the old cave in western Pittsburgh and ask for Carl, the bedwetter. Let it never be forgotten that my brother is 13 years older than me, and when he went off to college, I was deeply entrenched in my The Little Mermaid obsession, and when he and a group of friends went out to karaoke, there was a group of girls having fun singing Disney songs, and my brother got up and busted out a perfect rendition of Under the Sea. A long story short, I was the reason my brother met his wife. Best wingman ever. My sister has a bearded dragon, and they typically eat crickets, but they will eat mice occasionally as well. She bought this mouse a week ago, and the first day, the bearded dragon put him in his mouth, and the mouse squeaked, so he spit it out, and he's never tried to eat it again. Now they're friends, and the mouse sleeps on his back and head, and even moved some wood chips over to where the bearded dragon sleeps, so he would have a bed too. It's so cute. It's a pet. When I was 4, my sister was 2. I am 44. How old is my sister? This is a tough one. She might be 42, but she could be 41 or 43. Also, since you don't know when your birthday is and her birthday is, also, she could be dead. Finally, you might have thought she was your sister, but actually, your mom had an affair with another man and woman, and the woman who is 1 to 3 years younger than you is not actually your sister, but your mom may have given away your real sister for adoption, in which she is probably older than you. See why it's tough? Finally, what if you think your sister is dead, but she has actually become an astronaut on a secret government project for near light speed travel? Then your sister would be aging more slowly than you, so she could potentially be even younger than 41. Someone offered my grandpa a preferred seat for elderly people on the subway, and he did this. Why does my grandma do this? Your grandma is strong as hell. I left my pajamas at home, but my grandma said she had something I could wear, and then she brought back this. My grandparents stopped by to say hi to my cameras while I'm on vacation. We don't deserve grandparents. I constantly think about this picture of my grandma holding a Nerf minigun. My aunt gave birth this morning, and my grandpa is obviously very excited. Okay, my grandma lived to be 102. When I asked her what her secret was, she said, "God's punishing me." Showed my grandpa memes, and he loved them so much, he printed them off for his friends. My grandpa owns an onion farm, and occasionally decides to take naps in the middle of the field. Whatever, he wins in life. My 110-year-old grandma. I survived World War I, World War II, and 3 pandemics. The stairs. My best friend's grandma made these before she passed away, to give out at her funeral. What an icon. I found out today that my grandpa ordered a better gaming rig than myself and any of my friends. My grandparents have been married for 52 years, and they match outfits every day. My grandma is in the hospital, but it's their 57th anniversary, so he showed up in a tuxedo to surprise her with flowers. My grandma lost her glasses while making banana bread. She was blaming everyone in their house. My grandma is trying to sell her house in Florida, and these are the pictures. I am laughing so hard. Grandpa loves fishes. I like to put hats on my grandparents' dog, and she likes to wear them. When you bet your grandson he can't hold a pillow over grandma's face for more than 2 minutes. Grandma be acting like a drug dealer every time she wants to give us some money. My grandma has played Wii Fit every day for over 10 years. I'm still trying to figure out how the hell my grandma pulled this off. My 76-year-old grandpa is proof that nobody is too old to be a kid on Christmas morning. Y'all aliens better not mess with my grandpa. He is a veteran of World War II. So my grandpa ate half a quart of paint today, thinking it was yogurt. My granddad doesn't use his blinkers because it is no one's business where he's going. My 90-year-old grandma made me a vest to wear to parties, and yes, it's amazing. Grandpa has a priceless reaction after getting light-up shoes. I told my grandma she looked cute today, and she said she wanted to match her favorite chair. Gramouflage. Me, after following my grandpa's dating advice, all because I said no to bingo night. Missed cool. Coward. Cute old couple got on CNN because they found a duck-shaped tomato in their garden. My grandfather told me that when my grandma gets mad at him, he tightens the pickle jar lid, so she will have to talk to him. I want that. Great-grandpa lore is crazy. Great-great-great-great-great-grandpa lore. My grandfather just informed me that he has a cocktail hour every day with his cat, where they each have a glass of milk at the table. My grandparents' clock measures time on a 1-week scale instead of 12 hours. What's the time? About 1:30 Wednesday. How my grandma thinks the girls react when they see me. When I was 5, I found out my grandpa had a twin. When I saw him after my grandpa's funeral, a fucking heads up would have been nice. My grandmother was complaining about how she could not use the remote, so I grandma-fied it for her. POV, your grandma married his ex's wife best friend, who got their grandma working overtime. Guys, my nan and granddad dressed up as snowmen. I can't breathe. They look terrifying. My granddad has a hat for each university his grandchildren attended, and today I got to give him mine. It is hard not to have high standards when your grandparents are as cute as mine. Well, my grandparents never wore sunscreen when they were young, and they're fine. Bestie, your grandparents had an ozone layer. My grandpa got all dressed up for his date, drove 45 minutes away, bought her chocolate and flowers, and he got stood up. Grandma's tweaking again. Guys, I don't think my grandpa is going to make it. What is he making? My grandparents' 40 plus year before and after pictures. 81-year-old man becomes grandpa to staff at his local Dunkin' after tipping $280. I gave this to my grandma 3 years ago. She thinks it's Jesus, it's in her shrine. My family is taking turns staying with my grandma, but her house is haunted. Tonight is my Tio's turn. My grandma gave this to my mum when she passed. It's really dirty and I know it means a lot to her, so I'm going to clean it for her. My grandma training for the ops in heaven. Rate my grandma's setup. My grandma promised all of us if she made it to 90, she would get a pink mohawk. Well, she made it to 90. Rock on, grandma. Dinner with Papa tonight. He made 12 burgers for all 6 grandkids and I'm the only one who showed. Love him. My grandpa is pure love. My pot of gold under the rainbow. Today, for my birthday, my grandpa gave me 3 books filled with stories of each time he hung out with me from the ages of 2 to 5. I am speechless. Grandma is such a savage. It's not every day that I give someone a $100 bill for their birthday. It's not today either. Love you, Grandma. My 79-year-old grandma has a meme framed. Going to grandparents' house, leaving grandparents' house. If having an old soul was a person. My granddad's jelly beans are slapping hard. Hey guys, remember when I asked you to pray for God to give my grandpa strength? Yes, I think you can stop now. Sweet text from my grandma during the holidays. Are you alive, or are you the body they found on the trail? By Slumkirk. Boomers. Kids these days rely on technology to survive. Also boomers. He needs to get off that machine and go outside. My 87-year-old grandfather recently got a Facebook, and this is the first thing he sends me. Just to let you know that you are not the only one in the family with graphic art talents. Cinderella removed one shoe and she found love. You girls out here, half naked and still single, I want you to know when I was a little kid I was so obsessed with SpongeBob, so my native grandma wove this rug for me. That's grandma love for you. My grandpa just called me in the middle of my shift at work today and he goes, I know you are working, but this is important. Do you want to go to the Red Lobster with me on Saturday? It's with deep sorrow that Grandma Gertrude has passed this morning. Passed by a liquor store because I'm faded as fuck. My little shithead grandson thought he was good at football, and this peaceful garden is where I buried your grandpa after I caught him with that bitch Sylvia. My grandma spends 4 to 5 hours each day learning English so that it's easier to hold a conversation with me. If this isn't love, then I don't know what is. Every time my grandparents go to In-N-Out together, my grandma takes a picture of my grandpa and texts it to me. I hope to be like them one day. Our generation will be the weirdest grandparents. I got drunk. Sorry, grandma. I love you. Why you always running your mouth? I'm tired of you for real. Don't let me catch you. What did I do to you, grandson? How my grandparents said they traveled to school. My grandma has made bread. Our grandparents were literally just like us. Emotional because my grandma had me do her makeup so her and my grandpa could take pictures. They're celebrating 53 years of marriage. Grandpa Law before he met your grandma. Grandpa is going into cardiac arrest, but I'm top 10 in Fortnite right now. I won. Let's go. He's dead. When I was like 4, I was epileptic and had a seizure. My grandpa and his brother took me to Mexico, cut open a goat and put me inside of it. Never had a seizure again. If your parents approve your marriage, but your grandparents and uncles didn't, would you still get married? Might as well ask the postman too, if I'm taking everyone's opinion. Last year, I dressed up as Up, my grandparents. When you leave your dog with grandparents. Boy 10 steals parents' car to visit grandparents 68 miles away. Tells police he is a dwarf who has forgotten his license. I turned off the television today and made my kids play board games like it was 1955, and now I know why all of our grandparents were alcoholics. Are we all doing it crazed generation, or has it always been like this? Ask your great-grandparents with 14 children. My grandparents when I fixed the TV by switching the channel from HDMI 1 to 2. My grandpa was bitten by a spider and he was really upset, so I went to get some cream, but before I could leave the room, I heard him say, at this age, I can't handle the responsibility of being Spider-Man. I can't believe these pics are real, and it's my family. My family threw a 21+ Easter egg hunt, and here is my grandma finding one of the eggs with tequila. Mum gave me a teddy bear for Thanksgiving. It took a second to realize it's one of the most valuable things I've ever owned. My grandma is holding an iPhone class for her friends to help them learn how to use it. She is too pure for this world. Overheard from the other room. 8-year-old, can I have an ice cream sandwich? Grandma, did you finish your dinner? No, just one then. Do you want beef tonight at 6 p.m? Who the fuck is this? You want to throw down? I'll fuck you up. It's grandma. I got a new phone. Your grandma really saw this couch in the 70s and was like, yo, grandpa brings his dog to furniture store to make sure she likes the chair too. Imagine forgetting that grandma's on the porch. My grandma and her siblings got together to read their parents' letters from the war, thinking it would be beautiful and wholesome, but it turns out the letters were so filthy and sexual that several of them had to leave the room. I asked my grandpa, after 65 years, you still call grandma darling, beautiful and honey. What's the secret? Grandpa, I forgot her name 5 years ago, and I'm scared to ask her. Anyone under the age of 20, touch a cell phone. All grandpas within a 5-mile radius. What are you doing there? Texting your girlfriend. 2018 versus 2060. Hey son, I found a picture of your grandpa. My grandpa is always making fun of old people he sees, like he's not 85. He goes, wow, today was Old Folks Day at Olive Garden. I was like, yeah grandpa, that's why we brought you there at 4:30. Me, asking my granny with Alzheimer's for $20 for the 5th time in the day. When my mum is yelling at me and my grandma got my back. My boyfriend wanted to see me today, but no one was going to be home to tend to my grandparents, so he said, no babe, let's take them with us, we have to take care of them. So we took them on a little double date for a walk and ice cream at the plaza. Grandpa at 17, I just built a house. My grandpa when the TV suddenly stops working, casually approached child. My height according to my grandma, my height according to any other girl. My grandpa at age 20, my dad at 25, me at 30. When grandma says she needs someone strong to lift something off of the shelf, being a grandpa must be so tough. Some baby mispronounces a word and suddenly your name is Peepo for the last 30 years of your life. My grandpa just died, holy fuck, don't hit me up for a while. I'm so sorry for your loss, you can always talk to me. I have a boyfriend, no thanks. And I have a grandpa, I'm dead. So is your grandpa, go to hell, I'll see him there. My grandma doesn't like talking to people. Yes, it's broken. Walking my dog, fell off curb, dog is fine. When you tell your grandma to make a screenshot, oh my god, my grandma bought my grandpa new pants, and my mum asked him how they felt, and he goes, like a cheaply made castle, and we were like, what? And he goes, no ballroom. Grandpa, no. Grandpa, yes. Why did the physics and biology professor break up? There was no chemistry. Haha, who told you that one? Googly. I told my grandma I was hungry, and 20 minutes later, my grandpa with dementia 5 seconds into being unsupervised at the Grand Canyon. 10 years ago, my grandparents agreed to take care of my cat while we were away on vacation. I still haven't gotten him back. When you leave your ripped jeans at grandma's place, please grandpa, they're trying to scam you, don't do it. Shut the fuck up. The Facebook message clearly stated they only need my credit card details to make sure I'm a real person to get the car I want for commenting on that post. I think a lot about how my grandpa was the sole provider for his wife and 4 kids. He built a 4-bedroom house with a vegetable garden on a hill in New England suburbs, put his kids through college, took family vacations every year, and retired at 62. He was a mailman. I'm not sure what is more frightening, the car accident, grandma still being in the car, or grandpa's pants. How a 9-year-old feels after getting $10 from grandma. 1 year ago today, I drunk texted my grandmother for her birthday. Happy birthday, grandma. I'm getting lit for the both of us. Woo, you're 84. Yas, I love you so much. Only bad people make it to 84, real talk. Cambria Kingsley, you are a disgrace. Hi grandma, you are too skinny, come eat. 20 years later, hi grandma, you're too skinny, come eat. So, grandpa, tell us again about your fall from the 3rd floor. This grandpa got an implant tattoo to match his grandson. I just found out where grandpa has been hiding his not safe for work videos. We left him with our grandma for 3 days. Happy birthday, Jacob. Love you, grandma. Thanks, grandma. Yum. You are hiding from me. I will get you. Here I come. Run. Not a single hell was given that day. Tracking my cookies. They will never get my recipe. Grandpa, here's another joke. What has 4 legs but isn't alive? Boy. A chair. Haha. Nice try, Gran. It's your dog. He's dead, Jimmy. My grandma talking to my mum about her new hearing aid. It's the most expensive one you can buy. It cost me $4,000. My mum, what kind is it? It's 4:15 p.m. My grandma is still trying to figure out her first iPhone. How do you make tuna salad? What? Where buy tuna salad? Grandma, this isn't Google. This is texting. Mayonnaise. My grandma asked me to fix her phone because the outside clock is always showing the wrong time. I gave my grandma $2 to get me an Arizona tea and a Reese's cup. She brought me this and gave my money back. This perfectly describes grandma's. I opened my nan's laptop. When she googled something, she put please and thank you. I cannot. My grandpa has a dinosaur hat and nothing else matters. 80-year-old grandma asks her granddaughter for her makeup. My grandma would always X out people in her yearbook and write deceased. When one of her high school classmates died, we often found it morbid. Grandma wanted to be the last one living. She wanted to win. That's not a yearbook, that's a hit list. When even your grandma knows you are fresh as fuck. Your memes are shit. This hurts me. Boy 10 steers his great-grandmother's car to safety after she collapses at the wheel on the highway, and he credits his driving skills to Mario Kart. Hi grandpa, I just wanted to know how you are doing. Good. My friends keep dying. Why my grandma texts me like she just completed a heist. The job at the bank is done. My grandma accidentally included a wrong number in a group text. You have the wrong number. What's the right number? My grandma texted me during graduation. Gotta love her. Where are you? Go get me some water. Hi Nicole, how was your field hockey game last night? Did you win? Popper and I enjoyed enjoyed watching your game. We'll have to come again. Love you. Yeah, we won 0-3. Great job. Love you, Mims. I'm still alive. How grandmas be looking when everybody leaves. When your cat is left too long with your grandma. POV, me and my way to spend the weekend at my grandparents' house. They have the most diabolically shit Wi-Fi known to man. Everyone's grandparents seem to have a really cute story of how they met. And like, my grandparents met when my grandma was running away from police during a protest and she jumped on the back of my granddad's motorcycle and just screamed, "Drive, fucking drive," when your grandpa makes a joke and you have to pretend it's really funny. My grandpa, when the nursing home door was left open. Your grandfather always refused to wear his glasses. You try them on and understand why. Suddenly, a deep monstrous voice starts echoing inside your mind. A new soul, where's my relic? You shall become my vessel and conquer this world in my name. My grandma trying on her wedding dress now versus 60 years ago. I hate Rihanna. She might be mean to you, Tara, but that doesn't mean you have to be mean to her. My grandpa got YouTube on his TV, but could not figure out how to make it full screen, so he just put blankets over the parts he did not want to look at. My grandpa straight printed out a meme and mailed it to me. Hi Gramps, I'm in an Italian class right now until 7. I'm glad you got my letter, and I excitedly await for your response. Is texting hard? My dear, only life is hard. My grandpa texted for the first time in his life today, and he spit straight wisdom out of the keyboard. Bought my grandma an iPad. She is 84 and never had a tablet and wanted it for art. I bought something for her and left her alone with her new toy for 30 minutes. This is what I came back to. Is your grandmother the spirit of Mona? A man in Nebraska orders pizza for his grandmother in Florida to make sure she was alright after he could not reach her following Hurricane Matthew. Police and fire could not do it, but Papa John's got there in 30 minutes and put the cell phone to her ear. My 80-year-old grandma is on Facebook and she is a living clickbait article. She did not even tell me what to do with it. New trick. Do you like oranges? Lay orange on a plate, take a sharp knife, give this a try. You will be telling all of your friends about it. What do I do with the orange? My grandpa was in a gang called the Pretty Boys, and they had leather jackets with Pretty Boys studded on the back. They did not even do anything. They just stood around and looked pretty. My only sure goal in life is to keep this legacy alive. Me wakes up at 3 a.m. to go to the bathroom. My grandpa who forgot to take his meds. I was playing Animal Crossing while laying next to my grandma, and I usually complain a lot out loud and go, "Gosh, I need to donate more fishes to my museum." And she turns to me and says, "What you need is a boyfriend and maybe a couple of friends." Today, my grandpa found out that you can have pizza delivered to your house, and he looked like he had just witnessed the second coming of Christ. Update, he ordered a pizza with everything you've got, and after he hung up, all he said was, "What a time to be alive. I love my grandpa." So my great-grandma got married today. She said to me, "I know I'm old, but he makes me feel like I'm young again." Becoming a grandparent is the one time it's acceptable to choose your own nickname, and people would blow it every time. Why would you want to be Grampy when you can be called Deathblade? Honey, get your shoes on. We're going to Queen Bitch and Deathblades. I ordered Uber Eats for my grandma to try, and not even a day later, she's taken control. Thank you for letting us use your car. I left it on your desk. My desk? You mean you left my keys? Okay, so my grandma had this friend, and he was late to everything, but he did not really mind, as he would always joke around and say, "Oh well, as long as I'm not late to my own funeral." He recently passed away, and last week at his funeral, everyone was in church waiting for it to begin. They waited for more than 30 minutes past the set time, and then came the news. The hearse had got stuck in traffic, the hearse with his body in it. He was late to his own fucking funeral. My dad went to a doctor's appointment with my grandma and found out she was diagnosed with dementia over a year ago, but she never told anyone because she forgot. Your grandma ghosted us last night. She what? The funeral will be held at Jarvis Funeral Home on Wednesday 4 p.m. My grandma just asked me if I had a boyfriend, and I was like no, and she was like, "Well, I went to a random funeral because I was bored, and that's how I met your grandfather." Apparently the random funeral was my grandpa's dad's funeral. My grandma went to a funeral and picked up the dead guy's son. I aspire to be her. My grandpa has Alzheimer's, so he has no idea who my grandma is, but every day for the last 3 or 4 months he brings her in flowers from their garden and asks her to run away with him and be his wife, and every day she says she already is, and every day the smile my grandpa gets on his face is the most beautiful, heartfelt thing I have ever seen. I've been waiting on this couple, 94 and 95 years old, at the diner for the last 5 years. Yesterday, Bob lost his wife of 77 years. Today, he invited me for cheese, wine and crackers, and I think I've learned more about love and life today than I have in the past 23 years. My grandpa has a date tonight, and he's really old and in a wheelchair, and has to drag around this breathing machine, but he's just sitting there, waiting for the shuttle to take him to pick him up for his date, and he looks super excited, and it's the cutest thing I've ever seen. Update, he came home and I asked him how it went, and he said, "I should have taken an extra tank of oxygen because she took my breath away." Aggressive morning texts from my grandpa. This stuff's got me feeling superb, way Way better than that Gatorade stuff you drink with your weak punk friends. Want to crush triceps today? No, you have zero arm definition. There is this 81-year-old on YouTube who uploads videos of herself playing Skyrim. She opens her videos with, "Hello grandkids," and she is my hero. May the child never die in any of us. My grandpa is so unhinged. I hope you're recovering well. Was doing well until phone went off at 2 a.m. Woke up hurriedly, got tangled in the bed sheets, fell off the bed, stepped in an accidental dog wet spot, slipped and crashed into a door, reeled backwards and broke out a window. 84-year-old grandfather tells me that he's joined a message board devoted to discussing cars. Based on the way he speaks, clearly has no idea what a message board was until very recently. He shows me some of his post history. He enjoys posting stupid, obviously false and ridiculous information just to see how people reply. He doesn't know the terms shitposting or trolling, so he says, "I'm jerking their chains," and scrolls down, busting a gut with laughter as he reads off some of the replies. An 84-year-old man is an online troll. I am genuinely ashamed to be his grandson. Lol, sounds like your chain got jerked. It's my grandpa's birthday next week, and he said, "I don't want to be 85. And my grandmother, his wife of 59 and a half years, said, "Well, your only alternative is to die." And I can't believe how affectionate they are. I was having lunch with them today, and my grandpa started throwing napkins at my grandmother. She balled it up and looked all set to throw it back, but then she put it down and said, "I will not throw it because I was brought up properly. You were dragged." She has spent 3/4 of her life with this man.